Good
Hello,
morning.
hello. Oh,
Yes, we've got you. It's just you and me right now, so you can practice anything you want.
okay. So can you hear me now?
Yes, I
No.
can hear you just fine. Can you hear me? Okay.
What's going on here? This is on. You can see me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, all right. Can you hear me now?
I can. Can you hear me?
Hear you.
You said you can hear me?
Why can I not hear you?
Mm-hmm. Hang
Oh,
on.
let's see if that's working. That's working.
I'm doing the same thing right now. I'm plugging my headphones in.
Oh my God, it's like you call it electrician. She said, did you plug it in? Of course. Right? Not that stupid. Oh yeah, yeah.
Did you try turning it off and on again?
Yeah, right. Yeah, of course. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, good, great. Just a question. Is the chat open while we have the session?
You talking about the Slack chat?
No, the
Yes.
Zoom chat. So I can say, hey,
Yes.
give me your opinion via chat. Okay.
Absolutely. Yes, you can. And there are a couple of people attending the workshop who are not members of the Slack group. So we'll do everything in chat in Zoom, and I'll include the chat transcript in the show notes or in the workshop notes at the end. So it'll all be there for people who attended and who follow up later on as well. So.
Okay, cool. Good. Yeah, good.
And eventually I'll get a nice product management intern to go through all my chat transcripts and take out all the irrelevant stuff and leave only the good stuff. But
You can do that? I don't know.
I'll try.
I never worked with a recording of the chat. I've never done that.
Yep. I've been experimenting with and playing with a lot of stuff related to this product coffee show, and it's been a very educational experience.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm actually would like to experience more how you work together with groups like in the whiteboard. I did it last time, and all my the people said, "Oh, I have to log in into Google." So, I didn't have to, so have to check that again. So,
Okay.
my question, Jason, thanks for letting me know that you might jump off. I hope not.
Yeah, me too.
That family, everything is well. But you are familiar with customer interviews, right? You do it yourself, or you train that, right? So what I did last time, I had two people in Pittsburgh who were also, not assistant, listening to interviews and gave a little feedback or coaching. And then in the end, we make, after each interview, make a little reflection. How was it for you? Experience. And we give some expert advice.
Okay.
So if that's why I asked, I didn't want to assign you first of all the technical ones. So you could be like me, go from room to room, and give a little bit guidance if they're stuck.
Okay.
You want to do that?
Sure, glad to do that.
Okay, so if we have 9 rooms, right? So shall we do it like this? You're gonna be in room 1 till 4, and I'm go to from 5 till 9. So we are not in the same. And for the first interview and also in the second interview, then you always know you go from 1 to 4, I go to 5 to 9. And so we can ensure that we cover all of them.
Yep. Okay.
So,
we can do that.
If we spend, we might not have everyone covered, but a good portion.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
That's great. And I know they like it, like that a lot. I get some hints here. I just took out the notes from what we did last time. It's always
the same. I am excited to see how you do this, and we have gotten for this workshop. There's only one paid ticket, but and he took the 50% off option. But when we get to Pittsburgh, I'll buy you a drink or something.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
You know what? I need to attach here the file that I want to share for the interview template.
Mm-hmm.
Where do I
Make sure.
Oh my God.
If you joined.
All right. This file is in use, of course. I need it. So I'm not sure if the people can access it when they are not in there. I think they cannot, right?
Which one? The file?
Yeah, I think the people who are not in cannot see it. Everything must be uploaded when they are in.
One thing that I can do real quickly if you want is I can put it in a Google
Or if you
Doc.
can upload to your computer and then you just upload it when I start talking.
So yeah, what are you wanting to accomplish? I want to make sure that
So this is the interview protocol that people should have on their computer, can print it out so that they can follow it like a guideline.
Okay.
So it's a Word document. They can write in there, which I don't assume, but they can just look at it and say, hey, what shall I ask? It's gonna mark it in yellow what is important.
All right. So yeah, I've got it downloaded to my computer. You should be able to share it as well. So with Zoom, you can share. Oh, let me do this actually. Let me make you a co-host.
Yeah, but people only see it when when they are in the coffee.
Correct.
Yeah. So I have to.
And they won't see it. Yeah, correct. They only see it after they've logged in. They won't be able to scroll back and look at the past chat. What I can do though, I will upload this to the show notes, to the workshop notes part of Product Coffee, so that we can give them a link to download it from, and we can just kind of keep pasting that link in instead of having to keep uploading the file. If that's all right with you.
Sounds different. Please go.
I will. So let me just share my screen real quick and I'll show you what we've got here. I keep an assets file for each of our sessions. I'm going to share my screen real quick. I'm going to let Holly in here as well. Holly's in the waiting room.
Yeah. I was wondering, she's working in the middle of the night when then you told me she's in Italy.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, she's on vacation. Oh, well, I thought she was here. There we go.
Yeah,
there she
I always work in the middle of the night. Why is that so surprising?
Are you digesting Italian pizza and pasta?
No.
Oh, okay.
I know. I have, but it's fine. Let me change my video settings. I do not want to blur this for the first time in my life. This is an actual clip.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, wow.
Where are you?
And yes, an outdoor shower. Jason, if you need to take a shower just in the middle of nowhere. And let's see. Can I get this?
I'm down with that.
Oh
my God.
That's a bad life, my dear. Cool.
Welcome to Amalfi.
Amalfi. I've always wanted to go. They must be so beautiful with the colorful houses and.
Yeah. I think I'm going to
beautiful.
Die. I'm never coming back, Jason. I live here now. Okay, I don't know how.
Just make sure there's room for guests.
Yep, I'm on my way. I had a trip scheduled for next week. It got canceled, so I think I'm on my way.
Okay, great.
Nice. Beautiful. Very nice.
Gorgeous.
All right.
And yet I'm
I will
still
remove-
on this workshop. So Ulrike, that should tell you how awesome I think this content is, you know, because I could be looking for a rich Italian husband right now.
I
Woman
don't think
growth
you'll have to
one.
look. I
Fine.
don't think you'll have to look very long. Ulrike, you should be able to see my screen right now. So I've got this folder, and we can put any other things, any other items that you want people to have access to after this workshop. We can drop in this folder. They're not going to get the whole folder, but I'll just get this link real quick. Anybody who, anyone with the
Well, wouldn't we
link.
want to? Don't we want to post them
Review.
as just the resources back on the page for the event, Jason?
Yeah, we do. But just during the workshop, giving people the link real quick, just being able to drop it right in here so they can download it anytime they need to.
That's cool. But the interview protocol is everything that what we need during the course, and everything else I've sent Hallie before.
Okay.
As I said, I would like to make the amendment to the presentation, Hallie. And then you have everything. You have the interview protocol. You're gonna have the slides, and you have this other document with the tips for finding interview partners. So there are 3 things. Actually, the last one I just created after the last class because there were so many questions. So I prepare that.
Awesome.
So Holly, if you want to upload the things that Ulrike sent to you to the assets folder for this session, and then we can link them just as read-only files from the resources page. So just
I will.
keep them all together in Google Drive.
Yep, I will. I read Ulrike. I read your email saying you were going to amend something and then resend it to me, and I said that's fine. We can do that after. So
it's just a new one. Yeah,
that's fine. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
You sound great.
Every once in a while, people have the audacity of driving like maniacs down this road. It's truly exciting as a pedestrian. Truly.
All right. We are now, let me stop sharing. And I'm going to close the waiting room, or I'm going to open the doors and let people start filing in.
Single file Indian style.
Yep. And Divya is the only one in so far. So everybody else will be here in a minute.
Divya. Okay. So a lot of members.
Yeah. Most of the attendees today are members. David Hentz from NCR is the only one who is not yet a member. So.
Not yet. We just have to twist his arm a little bit. Just
Exactly.
Hey, Divya.
You cannot hear Divya. We see. Okay.
Hey, Brett.
Hey, how's it going, David?
Good. I don't know if I, hey, Hallie, I don't know if I did it right, but I signed up for 2 people, myself and the girl on my team in Serbia. And then it said I could forward the invite or the pay, I could forward this payment, or I don't know what you call it. I forwarded it to her. She got the email. But she's trying to figure out how to log in.
No problem. It's not quite the right it's not quite the right way to do it, but here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop in chat for you. I'm going to drop a direct Zoom link you can give to her. And if you give me her, just give that to her and she can get over here. It may ask her to register with Zoom as well.
Okay.
And then if you give me her name, we'll get her added to the breakout rooms.
I put her in the email.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Gotcha.
I'm going to forward this to her right now. Let me see. All right. Come on. I'm going to put you on mute. because I have her on Teams. I hope I haven't lost
Okay.
her. Almost.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. We're waiting on a couple more people to file in here. We've got about 18 registered for today's session, and about 9 in the room so far, not counting the product camp producer, which is just kind of running all the technology in the background. So we'll give folks a couple more minutes to join, but just talk amongst yourselves for a minute. Welcome, everybody. Say hi.
Hello, everybody.
I can't type and talk at the same time, so apologies.
Hello.
Hi. Hey, Jim.
Hi, Holly. How are
Peter.
you? Hey,
I'm
everybody.
doing good.
Right. Are we not seeing the videos that are from attendees?
It looks like most people have your cameras turned off. I'd love it if you'd turn your
Where's
cameras
Edie?
on.
Please,
Hey,
please.
Edie.
Oh, that's so
Come
much
on.
nicer.
Absolutely.
Hi,
Oh,
Eddie. Hi, Dan.
Dan.
All the
Ooh,
cool kids are doing it. I'll do it as well.
Hey, Jim.
Nice. Oh, I would love to stand there. Look at this library back of.
Is that a
read
real
every one of
library,
those
or
books.
is that a backdrop, Jim?
That's my house. You haven't been here and seen that?
You see,
It
how
is
Haven't
a
been invited
fake backdrop.
for good reason.
Nice. Great. Hi, Pete.
Hey,
I wish this
Jason,
was my house.
some reason I cannot copy this link. Can you send it in an email maybe? I don't know why it's not. Paste.
Yes, sending it right now.
Thank you, sir. Sorry to interrupt.
Yep.
Ridiculous. David, you do know NCR is a technology company, right?
Yeah, I think it's the user. It's not the
Alleged.
company. It's the user. I hate technology.
You might want to figure that out.
I hate it. It's causing the world to go down the drain.
Someday.
All right. I just sent it to you and her, David. And
Oh my God, Dan, that's awesome. You put your pinky out when you drink tea.
I tried very hard to put it down. It's such a bad habit.
We are in a
It's funny
coffee,
how
right?
Product coffee, good job. It's so funny how those things become habits. You don't even realize you're
Yep.
doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it says Buffalo, a cool place to live. It's pretty blue-white.
Love it.
I'm
So
just
where is
gonna turn mine around to
everybody?
make Dan jealous.
Are you all from Atlanta?
Yep, totally. This is Atlanta.
Oh,
It always looked like this.
yeah, yeah.
Ah,
Did you know that, Jim? You don't live on that side?
not on that. You don't live in Atlanta. You live in like
that's outside the perimeter.
Columbia.
That's outside the
or something.
perimeter.
What are you close to out there? That's
Lake
way
Lanier.
outside the perimeter.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
Lake Lanier.
Yeah, Lake Lanier. Yep.
Some of us prefer, civilization over lake life, I suppose.
I don't know. I'm here in Swanee. Kind of like it.
Yeah, I can show you my neighbor's house about 2 feet away out that door.
Yeah, life in the suburbs, right? Hey, look, right next door.
Let me see. Now, Lana, girl on my team, she's in Belgrade, Serbia, so hopefully she can get on this. Cool.
You Houston, look at this. Formerly Rochester and Buffalo, Peter. It's like a hometown here.
Yep. And let's see, where is everybody else from? Drop that in your chat.
Okay. Hamburg, New York. Just to give you a heads up, it's not Hamburg, Germany, even if it sounds like it.
Yes, Lana's on. Thank you. All right.
Excellent.
NCR is ready to go.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Lana joined.
Hi.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Hi, welcome. So we've still got a few folks that haven't joined yet, but I'm going to suggest that we go ahead and get started. We're already 8 minutes into it. I want to welcome everybody to today's session. This workshop, I really want to, we've got a special guest today. Make sure I pronounce it correctly. Ulrike Laubner-Kelleher. Is that correct?
Wonderful.
Excellent.
Wow.
Perfect. And we met last year at Product Camp Pittsburgh, and Ulrike's got a couple of really great product management books. They're compact reads. They hit the topic hard and fast and are really highly digestible. And she's been doing a lot of coaching and training for product managers and working with companies to help their product management practices. And one of the areas that she focuses on is voice of the customer and that kind of customer-facing research. And she did she was doing a workshop for the PDMA in Pennsylvania just last week or 2 weeks ago, a couple of weeks ago. And I was looking at it, it was right in line with a series that we've been doing. And I was about to start writing a workshop for this, for this week, and said, oh, I got a better expert who's already doing it. Let's just see if Ulrike will come take care of it for us. And she was thrilled to jump in. And so I want to welcome you, and you can give yourself a little bit further introduction and talk a little bit about your agency and the work that you do for your clients, and get into the workshop. So take it away, Ulrike. Thank you for being here.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for this lovely introduction and having me here, that I get the chance to meet you all and work with you. And I'm very famous for interactive practical sessions. So it's not a listening webinar. No, it's a doinar, 2 hours of doinar. And I really like it. I'm energetic. Yes, you can hear it. I love it. So I'm a really product management passionate for more than 20 years. And in different industries. So I was, machine industry, software, finance, textile, retail, household, medical appliances, a lot. And as many of you probably, I started as, I'm gonna apply for this job. And I was promised a lot of good things. And I found myself like, how does that work, right? So nobody told me. I was like jacking off trades, all trades, doing everything, working 10, 12, 14 hours a day. I said, that doesn't work. And the people didn't believe what I wanted. I was really industry expert in my young age, but I was a tailor, a sewing engineer, and I was applying for a sewing machine company, but they didn't believe me. And I realized why they did not believe it. It was market fact. And I had the business owner one day came to me and he said, Ulrike, why are you staring in your computer? I said, yeah, I'm looking for how I can prove what I'm saying. And he gave me the best advice ever. He said, go out and talk to customers. You learn more from talking to them in 1 hour than staring in your PC. So I did. And I gathered all the information from different sources and did a lot of interviews, was allowed to travel around the world, and created what I called hammer and chisel tools, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, right? But everything was interlinked or interlinked, so that I could easily get the data and the results. But today we have software for that. 20 years I didn't. So with this, I got a lot of standing with my executive. They signed off the business plans. My colleagues became much more comfortable because there was no copy paste, missing or wrong information anymore. We were all aligned. And the best thing is the product that I did was 60% faster than all the others. because we didn't have to discuss and iterate and iterate. So that was a great thing. And everything starts with knowing the customer. And that's what I do with companies now, virtual to companies in America, in Europe, but also in Asia, and train them a system that I partner with another company, Open Product Management Workflow, because he and me are totally aligned on that. And of course, I do special workshops of reorganizing product management and do also one-to-one classes or advisory for companies who would like to have new product management or redesign it. So that's really my passion. And I'm working on my third book, Jason, that's called Impact, because I think you all do a great job, but the executives are not aware of it. You can influence and impact so much. And the engineers, the marketing, the salespeople are much regarded higher than we product manage. I would like to change that. And my next book is about that, and also leadership, make an impact. Next year, it should be out. All right, so we're a little bit late. And as a German and Swiss with, precision background, that's a little bit unusual for me. However,
don't leave people on the bus station. Do not leave people on the bus station.
So it will be a little later than 12, because I really would like that you have the chance today to make real interviews. And I also would like to have your interaction. So when I ask a question, then would be very nice if you give me a hand sign or an emoticon that is down in your line. Everyone knows Zoom, right? So my question of you is, who of you have already done interviews, customer interviews? Oh, yeah, all experts. So why are you here?
There's always more to learn.
Well, we just started to talk
Somebody's
to
doing it better.
customers.
Okay.
I wouldn't say we are doing interviews well, but that we learn over time what not to do, trial and error. So
Okay, good. So today, this session, I really would like, my aim is that you get to know the best practice interview. And that's why I will jump into your role play interviews, listen, and coach you on the way. So I try to be in every group during our 2 hours together. And you will see that there are different questions that we should apply in our questions and in our interview to get the data that is necessary for all of you who are working on business plans, for all of you who are doing design requirements, and for all of you who have to do marketing, because with the way we do the interviews give you answers for everything. That's a good thing. So you will do this, and then I will show you the impact from all this data in our workflow. And then in the end, you will apply this into software to see what software can help. And Jim says, really? Really? And so one thing I've realized also is that a lot of software is out there, but a lot of product management still work with hammer and chisel, Word and Excel and spreadsheets and Excels, right? Even software companies. And so why are you as a software company still working like that instead of getting the benefit from software? It's out there. And one example I will show you today, will work with this just a couple of minutes. I cannot show you everything, but the first part and see how easy it is. We are 10 people, gonna be a lot of data. All right. So in our journey together, for everyone who wants to have more development speed, more transparency of the data, reliable market data, and have the company making more profit because you develop faster, you're on the right place. Okay. And with the interview, I'm gonna share my screen quickly because a little thing I need to teach you, of course, before Let me see. Okay, I can see you. We have covered that. We don't need that anymore. So one of the, actually, that's what I wanted to ask you. What are your problems in product management or setting up business plans? Whatever you have, what kind of problems you face with setting up a product strategy or execution? Please write some your answers in the chat, please. Too many company priorities. Yeah, what shall I work on, right? And maybe product managers, other priorities that development department. That happens. Any other challenges? Feature-driven roadmaps. Yeah, this usually happens if you don't have the information what the customer wants correctly. Yeah. Priorities. Conflicting priorities, competitor insights. Yeah, we never have time for that to do this correctly. Lack of very clear set of goals. Yeah, very common. Running out of coffee. Yeah, the time of assistance is over. Never. Okay. All right. So thank you very much for joining me in this little session. And
looks like David may have a question real quickly.
David, running out of coffee now.
David, you've got your hand up. You want to? Oh, maybe he's.
Yeah, I think he forgot.
Okay. I'm sorry. That was an accident. I'm sorry.
Okay, cool. You're good. Okay, thanks.
All right. Okay, so here I summarized the very typical problems that I see with, the hundreds and companies and thousands of students that I had already. What are their problems? And first of all is, the collaboration often doesn't work because they have unclear tasks and role. Who is doing what, right? And then the VOC, voice of customer documentation. Even if you do that, there might be some post-it and some notes and some papers here or recording, but how can I document it this way that everything is standardized and I can find it, I'll probably share it, right? So that I know next day what's going on. There's a lot of missing market data, competitors, trends, and customers, and everything is very time consuming, right? So they have no time to do the customer's interview the way they wanted to do it. And and then they use, they do, because they don't have one tool, they have 5 or 8 tools. They are copy and pasting it, and we are humans. Errors can occur, right? That happens, and then we are not aligned. So all this collaboration is a huge topic. And then, as you said, the prioritization, there's a lot of discussion of that. What should I focus on? Who is the priority? Changing priorities, it's a big issue. And actually, all this together leads in the end that we are too late. And if we are too late with our products, our company loses millions. If there are 3, 6, 9, 12 months delayed, that costs a lot of profit. So, and the software that I would like to show you today will solve a lot of issues. So it is based, or the whole workflow actually has 3 different modules, which is the strategic part, the technical part, and the marketing part. It shows clearly who has which roles and what are the tasks, and it also guides you through that. So we will see that the interviews we will do, that you have customer data, but also information already about the competitor. So how do they position their products, right? And then we see that there are automated data analysis, that it's speedy like that. It doesn't take weeks, like we used to do that when we have with Excel. And the one, number 5, is absolutely amazing. It's an automatic requirement prioritization. No need for weeks of meetings and discussions. And we see that also marketing and sales has already benefits when we do voice of customer interviews and put it into Excel or that software, right? And everything is on a cloud base, so everyone has access to the right amount of data on the same quality, actuality, everything is there. So the team alignment between us, the strategic product manager, all the ones who are working on the execution, marketing and sales, have the right data, the right goals, so the same goals, and are aligned. That's a good thing. They all walk in the same direction. That makes it so much fun, more fun, less frustration, and much more efficient because they all get the information they need. What else do we have? Task management is a huge topic in software anyway. And also this does help you with tracking and guidance. And in the end, as I said, 50–60% is easy, even with Word and Excel tools to get it. And here you help also all your colleagues. All right, enough of that. So I hope to have you experience this wonderful benefits. And this is the workflow that I usually train with customers. And you see the 3 models I talked about, and all this red or pink hooks you see over there. These are the things you get out when we do the interviews that you will do in a second. Oops. So a quick educational for our interview. And Jason, can I ask you to upload the interview protocol link into the chat, please?
You bet. You betcha. I'll drop that right in the chat.
Wonderful. So when you do the interviews in a minute, then it's very important that you ask open questions. Who knows what open questions are?
You can't answer yes or no to it.
Yes. All right. And what would be an example for this question?
Why or how are you doing?
Yes, that's perfect. Thank you. So 6W1H, this means when, what, which, why, who, where, and how. So these are open questions, and correct, it is not yes or no what you can answer to it. So keep the customers talking. This is the aim about it, right? And dive deeper into it. So usually when you go into an interview, you will prepare it. You will prepare your guidance. You're going to get our interview template for that in relation to the customer. Who is it? Get a little bit familiar with this person and where he comes from. And also, of course, with your topic and your product. We don't have that today. However, I would like that you start with a little introduction, just some seconds, who you are, what is the goal, how many time you have, and about the topic, of course, right? So this is very important. Then you lead through the session, and in the end, you make a nice ending as you would that in a real interview. During your interview, you will see in our guideline that there are a question about the customer type. Yeah, we have the existing customer, the one who has already a solution. Yeah, we have somebody, it's called evaluating customer. That's a person who is looking into a solution about the topic we are talking about. And then we have somebody who might be a potential customer. He doesn't know that he has a problem, or even he does not know us, things like that. But you can be a potential, be a customer. So during your interview, you just pick the one or the other from what you hear. If the person says, I'm looking into a streaming service, I'm not happy with it. Yeah, well, that's evaluating, right? Okay, then another very important is the persona. Who is working with personas in your company? Okay, right, thank you. So one, we have here, of course, 3 persona. One is a user, that's a person who uses the product, very easy, right? Then we have buyers, and here are different types. So we have the one who buys the product. Like when Jason is buying his new car, he is a buyer, but he's also a buyer or user. If Jason, do you have a kid?
Yes.
Okay, how
Yes,
old
I
are
do.
they? How old are they?
He's 17.
Oh, 17. No, you're not buying for them. Okay, if you buy a car for your son and he does not
Are you
have
kidding? He's buying everything for him. Have you met 17-year-olds these days? They want the world. Sorry.
Okay, so if you are buying the Porsche for your son, right, and he does not have to say anything to it, not the color, not the speed, not whatever, then you are the buyer, he is the user, right? But if you ask your son about his decision, does he like to have blue or red or speedy, then he becomes a buyer also because he influences the decision, right? And there are typically several types of buyers. One is the person who gives the money, and there are technical, the persons like who like SMEs, so subject matter experts, who look from like in a company, legal department, IT department, purchase department, who look from their point of view to a decision. Right? Then we have the financial ones, the economical ones, who just look for, does it ever pay off? And then we have the buyer user we talked about, the one who also buys, evaluates, and uses it. So during your interview, you will find out if the person you are interviewing is a user, buyer, or buyer user. Please tick the right field in there. So I would like to really motivate you, make a role play. It's a very short version, but I promise you, you're gonna learn a lot. 2 weeks, it was great. The confidence and the trust people got after 2 interviews. So please act as if it would be a real interview. Try to connect in the beginning, lead great, focus on the topic, and then have a nice closing. Very important part in the beginning, listen, and listen to the customer. And the role play is set up like this. We don't have a product, so you don't have to sell. That takes the motivation and where to give somebody already a solution. We don't have one, right? We don't sell. And then we said before, please use your open questions. All right. Okay, first of all, I'd like to ask you, everyone, please download your interview protocol. And please hands up if you got that on your computer. Cool, good. So in this first role play, I would like to ask you, Derek, you have a question? Are you raised it because
no, I was just saying that I had downloaded
wonderful, thanks.
Okay.
So in this interview, you can use a standard white piece of paper to write your answers down. You can also do that in this Word document. I leave that to you. Usually it's better to do the first one on a piece of paper. And the interview protocol, especially the yellow marked fields, are the ones that we are interested in. So if you write it down, write it the way you can read it afterwards. Everyone who does an interview and did that in the past in writing, I know from experience, next day you don't know what's written on there, right? Even after 2 hours can be very hard. And imagine, so we are a company called Privy, and we are offering streaming services for TV, movies, and shows. And you are the responsible product manager who is looking into how is the situation out there? What are the people doing? So you are doing a market research. Ask them how they watch TV or movies or show, what kind of problem they have, what are their challenges. We are very much focused on the problems, the challenges they have when they're using the services, right? So this is your task to get this information, the yellow marked, from our role play. And the topic is really the challenges and problems in today's streaming services. So, and in the end of the interview, you have the name of the person, the persona type, the customer type, the biggest problem, right, that you can write down in a couple sentences, and then the situation when it occurs. And if somebody says, oh my God, I'm wasting every day 20 minutes just to find the movie, or discuss with my wife, or discuss with my kids, please write that down. So everything that is quantifiable, please write that down. Could be in money, could be in hours. And information channels, where would this person inform themselves? Usually friends or TV, or somebody, there's an advertisement, right? Please write that down. Buying channels, the same thing. Where would they buy it? Tap on the TV menu, or they do it online? Please write it down. And also for buying methods. If you have time in the end, you can also ask them if they have come a different service, and what are the competitors. Okay, so this is the things that I would like to see in the end from you, that you really got that. And you will be divided into pairs of 2. Jason, that should figure out, right? We are an equal number.
Yep. Yeah,
Perfect.
we are set up. I've had to rearrange a few from the original plan, but we are set and ready to go.
Wonderful. So you will be in pairs of 2 for the first role play, and decide first who is the interviewee and who is the interviewee. Then you have 12 minutes for each to do a interview, right? Oops. Going on here?
Actually, it looks like we've got one odd person out, because we've got Mark in on twice. So I'm gonna I've got
Jason,
one odd person out. Yes.
Sorry, I've got a urgent thing coming through. So if leave me the odd man out for now.
Okay.
I'm going to keep you guys in the background, and hopefully I can rejoin, but I got to kind of drop out for a minute.
Gotcha.
All
right. Then problem solved.
Sorry about that.
Nope. I'm going to leave you where I've got you, but I'm going to put 3 people in the room that I had you in. There
All
we
right.
go.
Thank you very much.
So just to clarify what we're doing here, we are going to kind of role play interviewing someone on this call. And the objective is to understand the customer's challenges with the streaming services.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Correct.
All right.
Wonderful. Yeah, you will do that in a special room. So every one of you has different rooms. It's not a group thing. Yeah. So you train with a special assigned interview partner from this group. And Jason and we will walk around from room to room and listen and give you some guidance if we see there could be something improved, right? So we have some coaching during this session. Then after the 25 minutes, we come together and see how this experience is. I will write a note after 12 minutes to change the roles in our chat. But I really would like to, in your group, that you manage your time yourself. Also, please have your phone or whatever means and set it to 12 minutes. And after 12 minutes, change over to the next person. So at the end of this session, you have made 2 interviews. Okay. Are you ready to go?
One more thing. I think someone actually raised their hand. There's that previous slide. Does that previous slide kind of help us in any way?
This is exactly what you have in the interview protocol, what is marked in yellow. It is completely the same thing.
Okay.
But I can leave it here.
All right.
Could you go back one more slide for a minute?
One more?
Yeah, that's it. So we are offering streaming services, and maybe a silly question, but does it mean content or just a service?
Just the service. Yeah.
Okay.
So if somebody says, for instance, there are too many shows, or there are not the shows that I like, or the movies are it isn't hard to navigate, right? Or the price is too high, but not in special. We are not talking about different movies or the content of the movies. It is about the service. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
One more question?
Yeah, I have a question. How do you pronounce your name?
Ulrike.
Ulrike. Okay, I don't want to get it wrong. So you said 12 minutes on the timer. Did you mean for us to set for 6 minutes and then switch, or
Nope.
are we doing 24, 12, and 12?
Yes, correct. 12 and 12.
Okay, thanks.
Wonderful. Thank you. All right. Yeah, I'm sad. Sometimes I'm a little bit quick.
And I have the breakout room set to automatically close after 25 minutes. They'll give you a 60-second warning.
Amazing. Okay, then I would say we can open the rooms.
Okie doke.
And expect Jason or me joining you in. And if you're stuck, you can also call us. All right, 12 minutes.
All right. And Ashish came back, so let's figure out where
He can be a
to-
third person somewhere. And
Yeah,
listen.
Jason, I'm
Okay.
here.
Hey, welcome back. I'm going to
Yep.
drop you into Ashley and Holly's room,
Sure.
which is 7. There you go. So that's done. Ulrika, we have, you should be able to accept that invitation. There he goes. Okay, so now we've got everybody in rooms. I'll watch and see if anybody else pops in. We now have
But you have usually 3. Oh no, this is double. So you have in room 1, you
Yeah.
have 3 people, and then
That's because
you have
Jim had to step. Jim had to step away, so he wasn't going to be able to participate, but he was going to try to jump back in.
Oh yeah.
And then we've got double marks, and then I put Ashish in room 7. So we've got basically 2 people in every room except for room 7.
Yeah.
And they're actually, and the numbering is off too. We've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rooms in reality.
Mm-hmm. And if Jim comes back, he can actually make an interview with Hallie.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, Hallie is in with Ashley Blunt and Ashish. So she's got 3. She's in a room with 3 people. If he does come back, we could split them out.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Then Hallie and Jim could do that. Okay.
Gotcha.
All right. So I go to one. So we don't have 9 rooms. So are you going to 1, 2, 3, and I take 4, 5, and 7?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. All right. So have fun.
All right. Yep. See you in a minute.
Yeah. So
Looks like everybody should be about back in.
Yeah, so everyone is back. Wonderful. No, I hope you had some interesting conversations. I heard a lot of problems and feature that the streaming services would probably be happy to know about that. Now, yeah, let me ask you, you had the role as the interviewer, you were an interviewer. How was it for you? Please write it in the chat, a word or two. How was your experience? Fun. Challenging. Okay, that was come from Derek. Yes, that try to come up with a solution. Correct. Okay. Okay, lots of fun, but I agree with Sharon. Okay. All right. Yeah, thank you very much for your first feedback. And Derek, can I ask you, why was it challenging for you? Would you like to share that?
Sure. I mean, primarily because it's a made-up scenario, and I know nothing about the streaming service except for what I know about the streaming services we actually use in the world, which are very similar in a lot of ways. And when I asked so that, when you say, well, what frustrates you the most, you can really make up anything. And I was expecting, to my own detriment, expecting anything is not a good idea, but I was expecting something about maybe the user experience. And the response was about a technical issue with service delivery. So I kind of turned that part of it into just trying to capture as much information as I could about the problem to relay to our performance delivery team, and then said, I'll get back to you on that. But, sort of having to make up a scenario as well as the conversation is challenging.
Thank you very much, Derek. Yeah, you said something very, very interesting. You said, I was expecting something different, right? So if we do an open market research, try to not expect something, just listen and ask, right? So, and as you said, there can be something totally different. And if you already have something in your mind, you go in a different direction. So that's now, if this is the only pain that this person has, and you hear that 100 times from other people, that's what you work on. Even that you have probably another thing in your mind, but that's what's count, right? So this was a very good lesson actually that you had there, and great, wonderful, thank you. So be open-minded, and the good thing is to ask an open question. How do you use streaming service? Explain me a little bit more how you use it, with whom you use it. Just describe me the situation. And then the people talk and talk and talk, right? And then you hear, this is not working very well, or this is getting on my nerves. And whenever you hear this discomfort about something, that's where you dive deeper. Write it down, say, can I come back to this situation? Can you explain it a little bit more? All right. Thank you. And then I think it was Sharon person said, I didn't follow the guide, right? So the guideline is, of course, now it is a role play and it's very quick. So the guideline usually you have that next to you. You have it always somewhere written. It is the guideline. It's not a script. You go from A to Z. You can do it, but it makes it a little uncomfortable. So like tick it off. Who are you? Take off. What's your position? Take off. What's it? That's not a nice flow. Have it in your mind. Have it next to it. Do you look at it that you can cover everything in the time you have, right? That's why you should have it. It's not from top to bottom. And if you see that the time is running out, you can ask for more time in the real situation. We cannot do that right now, and try to cover the things that are still open, like the information channel and buying channel. They can always be in the end because I need only a minute here. Right? They can be very quick in our situation, but try to cover everything and use this interview template. Yeah, and I had a lot of people who said, this is fun. The person who said that, what made it fun?
I think it was just that, how much information somebody gives, or the way they interact with you when you ask them an open-ended question. And you start listening, you start hearing things which, again, like somebody said, you don't expect. Plus, it was fun. I mean, it was, I met somebody new and got to talk to them, got to see somebody as a person. So,
yeah, it's right. All right. Thank you very much. We will do a second interview, and each one of you have probably seen the one or the other area that you could work on in your next interview. You will have a different partner, and here are some quick tips for you. Some of you already have done it. This rephrasing, this active listening, what's called, is, do I understand it correctly? That number one problem is number two problem. Some of them have done that really, really good. Or the others, if you're a little bit unsure and you haven't done it, please try to use this technology. It's called rephrasing, just to see if you're on the same page. And the person says yes or no, but, right? Another thing is try to ask one question at a time, right? So if I ask you, what about the streaming services that you use? Do you use it with your husband, child, and how many are you using? And what is your difficulty? So there are 4 questions in one go. What shall I answer? I know it's hard. Just take your time, ask one question. Makes it easier for the other person to answer. And I haven't seen in the groups I were that there was any issue where somebody is not giving you an answer. So every one of you was very talkative and sharing information that I would love that as an interview, that was flowing and giving you all the information. If this is not the case, ask some more questions like, what would be different for you if we solve it? Right? And then you're gonna get a very interesting value for them. And then ask if they give you an idea, I would like to have this and that solution. It's always easy to come up. So what is the value? How much would you pay for it? Or what does it do for you, right? And so if you hear a pain, a problem, then, and you would like to have the scenario around it, dive a little bit deeper into it, that's what we need then. And when we write requirements, right? So the scenarios are also very important. And if you have time left over and the person feels you would like to say something, you can always ask, and then, is there anything I should have asked? Is there anything we could improve? Is there anything you would like to get to let us know and you haven't mentioned? And sometimes they say, oh, sure, right? Some things come just up during questions or during the interview. Okay, so please, every one of you, just write down one single thing that you would improve. I would like to encourage you, use the guideline, because the questions that are asked here about the information channels, who is the buyer, if they are, what kind of market buying channels they are using, are very, very important for streamlining the process, the development, the cost and marketing material, the speed and sales. They are very important. So please, I would like to motivate you to use it. All right. So Jason, are we ready for the next?
Yes,
breakout
we
session?
are.
All
Yes, we
right.
are. How much time do we want to put on the clock?
We do 15 minutes. Every one of you has 15 minutes right now.
Okay, so 30 minutes in the room and 15
let's
minutes.
I think we can, my hands up. Who of you would be comfortable with having 12 minutes each? Instead of, okay. All right. So Jason, we can do 12 again.
Okay. We got
Hey,
it.
Jason, can we keep that last slide up during the breakout so people can see it?
I'll tell you what we can do. Yes. I don't know if it will show up in the breakout or not, but what I can do is I'm going to paste a link in here right now. And Ulrike, if you will share that slide again, I'm going to paste the link to the super secret YouTube.
Let me back up. I did the terrible thing of not telling you the problem I'm trying to solve, which is that it is impossible for people to see the cameras and make eye contact with each other while we're doing these interviews and see the document that's already been shared at the same time.
Well, I hate technology.
So we don't know what we're supposed to be doing when we're doing it.
Oh,
unless you have photographic memory.
That's right.
Gotcha. So I'm going to see if this helps. I'm dropping into the chat a YouTube link that is where I'm archiving this session. And Ulrike, if you will share the present that screen, that slide, it should stay pinned to the YouTube channel while everybody's in the breakout room. So you should be able to look over there. And if that doesn't work, I'll figure something else out.
Just a quick tip for the way I cheat when I do any of presentations like this, not just product coffee, is I always have a Google Doc open and I'm taking notes, and I always do screen grabs of the slides and paste them in, because some presenters will actually circulate the deck afterwards and some won't. So just a thought.
Yeah, you will get everything that we have later on anyway. So I have shared it now. Jason, let me know if I should do something else.
No, that shows up perfectly at the end of the YouTube. So good job, Jason.
Man, the legend.
Wow.
Pivot, try new things, learn. All right, cool. So I will leave that there, and I'm ready to open the rooms when you're ready for me to open them, Ulrike.
All right. If there's if there are no questions, no, everything is clear. Okay, then have fun and focus on our streaming service, and see you back in 25 minutes.
All right.
Jason,
yes.
You have 3 rooms, right? 1, 2, 3. Were you able to go in each one?
I was able to go in each one. I was able to give some direct feedback and suggestions during one of the sessions. I was able to drop some chat suggestions into another one of the sessions. Wow. And then the first one, they seemed to be chugging along just fine. So I didn't have really anything to offer.
Yeah. Okay. So now I have 4, 5, 6. Then it's perfect. Yeah. All right.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
So,
and I reshuffled them a little bit. So I think everybody should be in a new group now.
Yeah, I think they will let us know if not.
Yep. Cool.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to stay out here while you go into one of the rooms first and make sure that the that the screen share stays up, and if it doesn't, I have a backup plan.
Yeah, I go in 4 and see if it's worked.
All right, sounds good. Oh, and it didn't work. Eh.
Hi, Jason.
All right. Everyone back? Wonderful. That was a cool session. I've seen a lot. I have a lot of ideas for the streaming services to share, but it's not about me. It is about you. So we have a second interview. And my question to you is, what was different from this interview to the first one? Please give me just a little reflection on that. Who would like to answer? Just open your mic and yeah, give me your idea on that.
I think the customer talked more in this session.
How did you make that to happen?
I think just more kind of like different types of questions that we're asking.
Did you have more open questions?
More open questions, and I think more prompts for customers to be able to clarify.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Another comment.
Yeah, for this one, I focused more on the customer's setting, like what is the situation like? What's the scenario like? What was a recent time that this problem happened for you? And can you tell me more about what happened? And just let them talk, let them tell a story.
Yeah. And what was the result for that? If you say you did that, what was the result for you?
It actually helped me to understand the problem a little bit deeper and start to think of ways that we can go about solving that for them.
All right. Thank you. This is actually the task for the engineers yet. So are you an engineer from background, Matt?
I've dabbled in coding. I've done some coding in work, limited coding, but some no, not by trade, but
yeah,
I've had to use it in my work.
Yeah. So if we are doing interviews, we should try not to think about solution, because this is the next step, right? We don't talk about and think about solution when we know what are the main market problems, right? Cool. Thank you. Wonderful. More experiences.
I felt that by clarifying or paraphrasing what I'm understanding the user is saying or the customer is saying, I was able to actually weed out of what I thought was probably the right direction to go in, but then the user corrected me because I paraphrased, and then I realized that it's probably not the best solution, or not their biggest problem as I previously thought.
Okay. So the method that you already learned with rephrasing and helped you a lot to get a better answer, better quality answers.
Yeah, and also avoiding misunderstanding.
Okay, cool. Yes, wonderful. Reframing. Thank you very much. More in other experiences? Something that went better than the first time, or something that was worse?
Yeah, I think just asking them the value. What's the value if this problem was solved for you? That was really good.
What did this person answer on that?
We had a couple different scenarios of it, but sometimes people are like, yes, there would be a great value if I knew which subscription to cancel when I finish with a particular service. And then we kind of followed up with some pricing questions, like how much, speaking of value, what price would you pay for this type of value?
Yeah, thank you. People are hesitant to ask about the price, but actually if you do that, you wonder, people tell you, yeah, I want to pay $10, $5, $50. If there's really value for me, I pay more because it might save me time and money, right? In the end. And this will help you for your pricing when you are talking about your product price or service price, right? So don't only use the time, the development, the total cost of ownership, what you are as company have for cost, but try to make your margin higher, because if you solve problems, you can get higher prices. All right. One last comment. Dan, is there anything that you want to share from your last session?
I mean, I think your comments at the end of just getting much more specific in the questions and direct was great. I mean, it was clearly I was not doing that, and I in reflecting on it, it's like, yeah, that made a lot more, got things a lot more clear. So
all right, wonderful. Okay, so thank you very much for this, and I hope you have written down your answers. You can read it, and for our next exercise, I need to share the screen here. We have covered that. Yep. Oh, there's no break, right? Okay, so we are working with the software, and what I would like to show you is we had a little time for interviews, and usually you have an hour, 1.5, even some people use more time, so you get more out of it. But what I would like to show you is, with this a little amount of information we have, what we already get out of it for our strategic work, or let's say for setting up product strategy or business plans. So please type this, go to this website link here. Actually can post that I will post it in the chat, so that's easier for you to go in there. Oops. In the chat. Second. Oh, all right. So you see the website, and there is a login. And what you need is the password as well, which is PM Power 2020.
I'm not seeing the link.
It is in the chat.
I don't see
it. Does not look like it came through.
Yeah.
Really?
It says there's a little word that says RSM, but that's it.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to do that. Okay.
You should be able to just try again. Maybe it just didn't work.
Okay, it is again.
Come
up now?
Nope.
Oh, there it is.
So, Divya got it in there. I wonder why.
She was quick. Okay. Did you get my PM Power password, the login?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, so there it's requiring an email address and a password.
Okay.
So the password we saw, but I don't.
Okay.
have
The
number.
email is hello@pmd. I write it down. hello@pmd.com. Right. Divya, you are so quick. It's hello with a small H. All right. And you see PM Power 2023 with an exclamation mark. Are you in?
Mm-hmm.
Say yes.
Yep.
Just give me a sign, hand up and nod a little bit. Okay, cool. All right. So let me share my screen and walk you through your last exercise. So this is the overview of the product management dashboard software. And this software does not allow to build a product without having market research, right? So if we come up with the idea and we find it cool, then our colleagues find it cool and we start to develop it, does not mean in the end that somebody needs it. This really should help that you, with the idea you have, you go into your market and make the interviews first and get the verification. How many people have this problem? What is the problems that we need to solve? What kind of features, right? When we have all this information, we can start and do all the strategic work, the business plan, and then we will see if we did all our work here, we can build a business plan. And when this is approved, then we can really start to develop our product and to market it. But now it's grayed out. So we need to make interviews. And I entered actually 2 interviews yesterday. And what I'd like to ask you is, you go into strategic management, or you go into the overview, interview the market, click on this, and then you click on a new interview for product and streaming service market research product coffee. It should be, right? You will access it here via products. Actually, please do that with me. Go all on this first menu over here to products. And I assume it's not, can you see it in this recent list? Everyone, so you should have streaming service, market research, product coffee, right? Okay, you click on this and then you should have the same overview that I have. Our little version of the product here, we cannot do a lot, but marketing in a market interviews. You will click on this one, and what you will get is a template where you just fill out very basics, the name, the job description, if you have it, the organization, and the countries where you did it. Could be India, could be United States. Then the date, the contact. You will have always drop downs where you just pick the right information. And then you click next, and then you will have only this, add market problems, right? And what you do here is you will see a set of personas, right? And please pick one that is fitting to the ones that you have. If it's not one of them, there is another one in this list. Customer type, you ask for it, find it out, just make your decision, customer value potential. And then here for the user scenario and problem, just write 1 or 2 sentences to the main problems that you have heard, okay? Then the market problem that you just talked about, we need a little short title. So you see already, I clicked on it and there are already some problems in there. If there is one mentioned that is the same that you have, just click on it. You don't need to write it. You just pick on it that it sounds very similar, or is the same. Well, there are a lot of same. If it is not there, you can just write new in here, whatever that is, right? And it will save it. Maybe you have asked how often it happens, always, daily, once a month. You can pick that here. If you heard how many times or how much money is wasted, you can here add the quantity either in hour or in money, okay? And here pick customer would pay for solution. And then you click on next. Okay, I cannot. You click on next. It doesn't like that one. Oh, here. And requirements, you can leave that open. If you heard something must-haves, right? Then, or nice-to-haves, you please put it in here. If there was nothing, then it's fine. And then you can save here, right? The information you have to add in will change with the persona type. If you use a buyer persona, buyer user persona, you have more information to add in. Like the information channels, like the buying channels, right? And they will be asked when you go through the market problems, you will ask for the information channels. They will pop up here. You say decision criteria, you write it down, info channel, buying channel, preferred payment methods that you can add. And please just one for each would be lovely. Okay. So this is all what I want to ask you to do in the next 5 minutes. If you are faster than I can ever imagine, you can add values here. Usually the software tells you what it is. So I leave you here because it is the software with guidance. They tell you what you have to, what you can add, and feel free to be creative or use what you heard in the interview. All right. Is the task clear?
So you want us to fill out this sheet for the 2 people we interviewed?
Just one. Take the one that is the best and just add it here in the software. Just one. Okay.
And we are at the top of the hour. We'll keep this open for everyone to continue for a little bit, but for anyone who has to drop, we understand. The YouTube link that I shared earlier is where you can watch the replay later on if you want to see, the tail end as we come back and discuss this.
Thank you.
Will we have access to this site past the session?
Not this one, but you can sign up for a trial version because this is just for a demo that I have only for workshops.
Okay, but if it's a demo, if we watch, because I've got to drop, if we watch the video, we won't be able to come and look at this demo site while we're watching the video.
Not in that detail, but you and me can do that anytime.
Okay.
Just give me a call and I go through that with you.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thanks for being here.
I'm also going to have to multitask a little bit. I've got another call I've got to jump on, but I'm going to keep this open and grab my other headphones and try to do both.
Okay. Who is still working on his interview? Who did not finish it?
Yeah, I'm stuck on one part of it. It says
which one?
It says please enter a value when it comes down to market, problem, short description, and cost. I put in cost below, but I'm not sure what value. It's not letting me get through to the finish adding the problem. So
which one are you?
I am let's see, let me look. It's hard to see on my tiny screen.
With whom did you do the interview?
Hello, right? I said this one, the third one. Yeah.
All right, let me go in here.
Mm-hmm.
And you are talking about this value. You have already everything in here.
Yeah, is everything in? Okay, I just couldn't finish the last part of adding a new problem, it said. So
you don't need to add a new problem.
Oh, okay, all right.
No.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's where I went wrong.
No, good. Thank you.
Okay.
So everyone ready so far? Just not that many people left over here for today. All right. Okay. Let me show you what you can get with other information that we just received. So we made interviews, and usually you're a one product manager for one product or a product idea, right? And in order to proceed, we need a number of interviews. Unfortunately, some of us had to go earlier today, and I cannot show you the benefit because the software needs 4 interviews per person to proceed with all the automatic analysis. Right? Then it'd be a little bit, flesh on the bone. So at the moment, we have 3 Amandas, 2 Christine. We would need another Amanda to show you something. But I would like to show you the same thing that I did 2 weeks ago, where we had 20 people add it to it. Is that okay for you if I share that with you? Okay. Yeah. All right. So let me see. We were in Pittsburgh. All right. So the first thing that you see is everything is blue here. So the person had done their interviews, right? And you see there were quite a lot of data entry, the same what you did right now. And the most beneficial thing for right now is we know the market problems. It's not my opinion. It's not the opinion of a CEO. It's not opinion of a marketing person or salesperson. This is what the customer told you. And you see that how many people have reported this problem. And then we have an algorithm in that calculates a priority. It has something to do with the customer type, right? So here you see the market data very clearly without any faking. What is the problem in the market? And this is what we want to take care of, right? The problems that are out there, not just from one person, but from many people. And the prioritization that you see here will always already go to the prioritization, the requirements. So if it is ranked here, it will also be ranked in the requirements that we have to set up. No discussion anymore. What should be done first? It's done. It's done with market-driven data, right? So the next thing you get out of it, if you have a competence, and you ask the people, hey, do you know our company? And then you can ask them what they like and or don't like. So you get a little bit of your SWOT analysis. We haven't done it here, right? But did we have, yes, people ask for competitors. You see Hulu, Netflix, YouTube, right? So now you know who you have to compete with, and then you can make all your other analysis. And they already talked about what are the strengths and weaknesses. This is what the customer sees. It's again not our opinion. It is what the customer perceives as their value. So you have information about the SWOT analysis, right? Whoever has done SWOT analysis, it takes time. Oh, how do I know that? Here you see the strengths and weaknesses that the customer has told you, right? Market potential. That's what you get, right? So the software shows you, you have made interview, you set up your persona, you know how many of the personas are in your market. This is what we add in. And as soon as we done it with the problems that we have heard in the many interviews, together with the persona in this market, US or India, you will get your market potential per segment. This is done for you. You just take the picture and put it in your business plan. Then you have automatically a positioning, right? If you ask the person about Divya, I'm going to ask you in a second, okay? You get a positioning when you ask them, hey, what is the value of us and from the competition? You already get this picture, right? And all the rest here for the strategy, market strategy, is pre-filled except for the market entry. Then distribution strategy, and here it comes. So distribution channel, this is the question from the interviewer said, where would you like to buy it? So people said here, hey, 5 reports that they would buy it on the TV. So where I would prioritize it, if I need to make a quick market launch, I would start putting it on the TV and not somewhere in the phone. We try to be as precise as possible in our distribution channel and marketing channel as we are with our features that we are building. Not everything, just the right thing, right? Then the same is going on for communication strategy. Where do we communicate? And Dan had that in his last interviews that, oh, wow, that's great. Why? You were asking, I don't know if they use Google, Twitter, or friends and family, right? So here we get a clarity where we have to spend our marketing money. Remember, 40 to 50%, and it is in US, is in Germany, in other countries, is spent for the garbage can. They don't know where it goes. It's not efficient. But with that, if we answer this and take this a couple minutes in our interview, we know exactly where we should put our money, right? Be efficient in that. And then in the end, the product roadmap, we have to decide here which market we use, and then we can play the business plan, right? So this is, in brief, the automatic data that you have when you do interviews. All right, Divya, you have a question.
Yes. So I was trying to think that, one of the advantages that you're mentioning really is that it makes it more objective, your analysis, right? This is no more I think or you think that. What size, but for larger companies, like if you have a base of more than 1 million customers or so, it's very hard to interview that many number of people. So I'm just wondering is there a size of a company where this kind of tool fits best?
No, it could be a single company, it could be a corporate, any size of company needs to make market research. You will not interview 1 million customers because you don't have 1 million different customers. So if you don't have a category or persona yet, right, you either from your database that you can start to see, okay, do we have certain jobs? Do we have certain, whatever you have in your CRM, money or locations or region, and you start to make interviews in according to these different categories, right? If you find then with your interviews, and you may make 6 or 7 in these different categories, if you find it needs a different category, like, I don't know, science fiction watcher for us, right? Then you make more interviews, but only 6 or 7 per category, because this is enough to find a trend. And then you say, yeah, but this is not enough. Correct. And then you're going to make a survey. 20 years ago, it was a phone call or a letter that you write. I would suggest, highly recommend use an online service tool, SurveyMonkey, whatever is out there, Google, and send it to another 100 or 1,000 people to verify what you find out and ask a couple of other questions that you would like to know.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Any other question? Okay, so here is because the other group could also, we didn't finish this part because it's the strategic part. Just let me show you quickly on our demo product. I didn't finish that either. Okay, so can I quickly do that? Finalize planning, do that. And add some market problems that we want to solve. No, okay, all right, create business plan. Now I approve it, I created it, and it will give me a PowerPoint that is ready to show. And now you see the difference. Here, now I can talk to my team and build a technical team, the project management team that's led by the owner, product owner, and I can start to create my marketing team. Right? And what you have here, requirements rating, for every one of you is a product owner, you see also already the sequence, the priority of the problems, and then you can create from the problems all the requirements that belong to that. That's a very, very that's shortcut for our development work. And also for marketing, what we have here is the marketing communication that is, let me see, marketing measures, positioning. So we have already the means that we should do. And when we write USPs, we're always thinking, oh, what should we then do? What should we write? If we haven't asked the customer what, and we don't know the problem, that is usually very hard for us to create the USPs. It's back and forth, what the product manager says, what the marketing person makes out of it. And here we have also the information from the customer. We write it in a very specific way, and then marketing can work with it. No guesswork, transparency, all the information is cascaded from our first interviews. And another cool thing is for salespeople, everyone who has a problem that we solve with the product, you got their lead list. So before the market launches, you know already whom to call, where to go to, and this is a shortcut to sales. And this is why we're able to really shorten the whole process by 50 to 60%. Everyone has access, everyone has the same information. All right, now we are Dan, Jason, and me. And then any impressions?
No, this is great. Thank you very much. It's very interesting. So
wonderful. Just let me ask a question. What is your job position?
I'm the VP of product for a real estate technology company. So.
Cool. So great. That would be beneficial.
Yep. So.
Wonderful. Yeah. So thank you, Dan, for being here. Sorry to be late, 10 minutes, but we could show it. Start a little later.
Yep.
And, I'm really thankful that I got the chance to talk, to help you out. Jason, for having me here.
Thank you, Ulrike.
And see you next week in Pittsburgh. Have fun with it.
In Pittsburgh. We'll see you there.
Bye, y'all. Have a great day.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Bye-bye. See you, Dan.
See you there. Bye-bye.